for that part of the equation. Now remember, when you have y equals, the form is considered to be slope-intercept. That. M stands for what again? Slope. And B stands for what? The y-intercept. And remember, it is the y-intercept. Because when that x falls off, the y is what you got right there. When you put in a 0 for x, you're getting that y. Well, before we get started, let's talk about it. What's going to happen on our picture? Where is it starting on the y-axis at? -2. Do we have a positive or a negative slope? Positive, okay, because it's a positive number beside x. Is it going, describe the behavior. The 2 on top, up, and the 3 on the bottom, to the right. Oh, I should write this. So m is equal to the slope, which is equal to 2/3. To me, that means I'm going up 2 and to the right 3. That's my description. I start at the point, well, y is -2 and x is 0. I start at that. That's my y-intercept. That's my b, right? So let's see, 0 for x, -2 for y. So is it always just going to, is this form always just going to tell me where to put a dot on the y-axis? Always? Yeah. If there's a point on the y-axis, it's going to tell me right there. Let's see, up 2. 1, 2. To the right 3. 1, 2, 3. We got it. Here's a trick question for you. I'm going to pull it up just a little. What if I said y equals x? Oh, did I just do that? Remembering, of course, the definition I have emphasized today is the slope-intercept. That's really a big deal to us, and it won't ever stop being a big deal. Y equals x. What in the world?
The slope is 1 over 1.
How do you know there's a 1 there, Kelly? How do you know there's a 1 there for that slope? Oh, because in front of an x, there's always a 1. And what did you say about the y-intercept?
It's 0, so it's not there.
Oh, nice. Because this is the same as writing 1 in front of x, because it's being invisible, and there's a 0. Nice. Very nice. Do you guys see? Wasn't that tricky? Yeah, this is a big deal. You want to see. So, if I gave you this equation, y equals x, looking at the form of the equation I've told you, what's the number in front of this x? Okay. Is there any b? Okay. So 0 for b, 1 for the slope. So m, the slope, is equal to 1 over 1. Positive means up, right? And to the right. So 1 up, 1 to the right. And where am I starting at? The point what? 0, 0. So y-intercept equals 0. That means I have the point 0, 0 is where I start. So when I graph this one, 0, 0, go up 1 over 1. Cool, this thing goes right to the origin. Nice. It goes right to the point 0, 0.
You would know that without doing anything, just write the picture, right?
Yeah, you don't have to write it like this.
Yeah.
That's just me showing you why. Yeah, absolutely.
If that's the only time that comes up in origin.
I can change the slope. I can slant it differently. Now, the other time it's going to get the origin is when you don't have a number there. Is that what you mean? So, for example, Kelly, if I wrote y equals 3x, what's the y-intercept on this one? Still 0. What's the slope? Okay. So this one's just a steeper one. It goes through 0, but it goes up 3 over 1. It's really, well, it doesn't look steep as the way I drew it, but it's a very steep line. More steep than the other one. Because the rise is bigger on this one than the rise on that one. Nice. What if there was no x? Can I do that to you? Y is equal to 2. What's the slope? How do I identify slope? What's always touching my slope? What letter? The x. Is there an x over here? Yeah, so that 2 is not my slope. What's the 2 have to be? It might be. It's my y-intercept. That doesn't mean. What does that mean about the slope then if I don't see it? Slope is equal to 0 because we don't see it in there. Now wait a second. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. But you are thinking on the right track. So I have an intercept of 2. Let me go to the y-axis and put a dot at 2. And if there's a slope of nothing, if it's flat, what does it look like? So if you don't see it, it's equal to 0. Let me try one more, then I'm going to go to the one that you were thinking of. Okay, Kelly? You had a thought, and I'll do it in a sec. Okay. Y is equal to, I'm so uncreative with this, -5 plus tell me about this line. What's the y-intercept on this line? Y equals -5 plus 1/2 x. How do you know it's not 1/2? Oh, because the form of the line is y equals mx plus 2. We don't care about the order. We're just looking for patterns, aren't we? That slope is always attached to the x. So it has to be the 1/2, okay? So that's my slope. And this right here, again, is the y-intercept. You guys try to graph it by yourself. I'll give you a second. So I got a -5. Tell me what I do with my slope. Up 1 to the right. Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's look at one other option for a line with a slope. You've really seen basically all the options for right now. X is equal to -7. Did I just do that? I mean, that's almost worse than that whole y equals 2 mess I had before, isn't it? Because normally with a function, we would write y equals something. I mean, that's usually our goal right now, isn't it? Y equals mx plus b. That's what we would like to do. Can I solve this one for y equals? Do I even have a y in this whole equation? No. That should tell you something kind of key. It's probably not a function if there's no y in it. It's probably going to be the undefined one. Since I cannot solve it for the form that I like, the y equals mx plus b, I know something kind of sneaky is about to happen. At x equals 7, I have a point. Negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have a point there. So what's happening with my slope? Okay. So it's going to be like that. Because it's undefined. This is not a function. It is a line. It's a straight up and down vertical line at x equals negative 7. Undefined slope.